Hello. Before you begin your first writing assignment, I'd like to go over a few things with you. First, make sure you look over the rubric, as that is what I will be using to grade your rubric and assessing your work. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to post this in the class, and it's called the hamburger analogy. And while, yes, I know it may be a little silly, but it really is a great analogy to writing an essay. So let me begin. The first thing you have when you write an essay is your introduction. The introduction is something that slowly leads into your topic. Think of it as a yellow light, and your thesis, the last sentence in your introduction, is your red light. Your thesis is the sentence that previews your body paragraphs. Think of it like a map to your essay. It must be strong enough so that it can support your entire paper. But now let's look here at my example, and what I have here is I've put that the bun is like the introduction. It's the first impression. Slowly introduces it to reveal what is inside. The thesis is at the very end, so it'd be right here at the bottom, and it reveals what your paper is going to focus on. So that's what you have first. A few things to remember in your introduction. It is your second to shortest paragraph, with your conclusion being the shortest. It generally is 4 to 6 sentences long in a paper of this length. Now moving on to your body paragraphs. Typically, you are going to have 3 body paragraphs for a paper of this length. Each paragraph must have its own focus. And so you will see I might leave comments on your paper that it needs to be tightened up, or it's unfocused, or you need a stronger topic sentence, and here's what I mean. The very first sentence of each paragraph is called a topic sentence, and everything underneath it must support it. So if my topic sentence was, Labradors make great pets, then every sentence underneath that topic sentence must be about Labradors and making great pets, and that's the only thing that paragraph can be about. The very last sentence in that paragraph is called a transition. This is what lets the reader know that, hey, you're done with this paragraph and you're moving on to your next point. Think of it as making your paper or your paragraph come full circle. You don't want to end on an example, and you don't want to end your paragraph with your reader wondering what else you have to say about that. You want your reader to know that you are done with that topic and you are moving on to something else. So if my topic, if I were writing a paper about dogs and that first topic sentence said Labradors make good pets, I could have my body paragraph, which is typically 5 to 7 sentences, be all about labs. And then my transition could be something about although labs make great pets, they aren't the only good house pet out there. And then that would be a transition to let my reader know, hey, I'm done talking about labs and I'm going on to something else. Then my next topic sentence could be, German Shepherds are another breed of dog that make good pets. Then I would talk all about a German Shepherd. When I got done to the last sentence, my transition, I could say there is one more dog that tops the list of being a family-friendly pet. The poodle. The poodle make great pets because whatever. And then my whole entire paragraph would be about poodles. And then I would wrap that paragraph up. The very last paragraph that you have, which will be your shortest paragraph, will be your conclusion. The main rule to remember in a conclusion is to never introduce new material. So I've talked about labs, German Shepherds, and poodles. So that means in my conclusion, I can't talk about Great Danes because I haven't talked about them in my paper. I'm going to wrap up what I've already said, and I'm going to restate my thesis. With a paper of the examples I just gave you, my thesis, so we're going back up here to my introduction. My thesis could be, again, which is the last sentence of the introduction, the thesis could be something like, although there are many breeds of dogs out there, 3 of the most popular are Labs, German Shepherds, and Poodles. This is what I mean when I say it's like a map to your essay. If I were to structure it like that, then I know that my very first paragraph must be about Labs, my second paragraph is about German Shepherds, and my third is about a poodle. A few things to keep in mind with your body paragraphs is that you want them to be of similar length. That doesn't mean you have to go through and count your words, but you want to make sure you devote about the same amount of time to each one. So now let's go over here to my analogy that I have here. So I have the middle part is your meat. These are your body paragraphs. Just to reiterate, it says all of your body paragraphs must be focused. The lettuce is just about the lettuce. The tomato is just about the tomato, and so on. The first sentence of your paragraph is your topic sentence, and everything underneath it must support it. You want them to be of similar length. In between paragraphs are transitions, so think of this like the mayonnaise and mustard. These are like the things that hold your essay together. They help it flow. The last one, the conclusion. The conclusion, it's the bottom bun. It looks a lot like the top bun. It's the same thing, just a little bit smaller, and it looks a little bit different. So those are a few things I want you to keep in mind, and some things that I will be looking for when I grade your essays. So if you can keep the 3 T's in mind, your thesis, your topic sentences, and your transitions, because you'll have more than one. Those are very important to have in your essay. So all of these things that I just stated, you will find in the rubric and are things that I grade for. So make sure you look them over, and if you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to reading your first essay.